Good day world and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications and outdoor stuff with knives. Today I wanted to talk about these three, but they are being put aside. We will be talking about this marvelous thing. This is the Maverick by Pickled Steel. Okay, sorry, it was in my pocket a day or two. Actually, I'm lying. I was carrying it for like a week, then I put it away for a little bit, and then I started carrying it again. This is a fantastic knife. It's a huge, beefy chunk. Okay, before we talk about that, you remember this thing that I modified? I will add a link somewhere. I hope I will try. I don't know if I can, but I will try. But this was the knife that I modded, the Freya. Okay, now the limited edition Stuff We Do knife is open for orders now. Okay, so if you are in South Africa and you want to order one of these, it's going to look, well, way better than this. It's going to have a dark stonewash, beautiful popping red handle, and that will be, actually, yes, I will link to the thing where you can buy this. Okay, so that will be in the description. Now, let's talk about this knife. This thing, the Maverick, is the biggest pickled steel folding knife you can get at this stage, and it is a beast. Okay, blade is thin enough to use for pretty much everything. It's got that almost stand-toe look to it, where it's got the extra point or whatever at the bottom, a bit of a drop point, bit of a harpoon shape. It's got a bit of everything and a whole lot of awesome. Okay, so this knife, it works wonderfully with the thumb studs, and it works fantastically with the flipper tab. Let's do some specs on this quickly. Okay, blade length on this thing in inches, it is 4 and a bit, 4 and a quarter maybe, and overall it is 9.5 inches. Okay, so this thing is huge. Centimeters, 10.5 centimeters for the cutting edge, blade length just about there, also 24 centimeters. Let's quickly see how thick this is. Well, actually, I can tell you it's going to be 3.8 or 4 mil because it's quite a thick thing. 0.15 inches, which is 3.8 millimeters. And it's wonderful. Okay, sorry about that. It's Friday afternoon. It was a long week, like last week. I don't know why the weeks are getting so long. I think it's because it's going towards the end of the year. Anyway, fantastic knife. We have this G10 overlay over here, and then we have the liners sticking out. But these liners are such fat pieces, you could pretty much call this thing a frame lock with a cover over it. Okay, we have a wonderful, look at that thing. It's got how much? About 30, yeah, about 30% lock on there. Okay, it's my delivery guy again, sorry. Okay, I'm really sorry about this. My wife keeps doing this to me. She orders things and then she goes away. My daughter's doing acrobatics now. So then these delivery guys pitch up at my house and I don't know what I'm getting. Okay, we were talking about this thing. The liners on this thing is so thick, you can pretty much call this a frame lock with covers over that. We have this beautiful, what do you call this, pivot over here, T8, T6, T6, T6. Okay, so we have T6s in the body and a T8 for the pivot. The thumb studs, it's got that same awesome thumb studs that we get on the Wanderer, and I really like that. The action on this thing is fantastic, but I've been taking to doing it upside down when I close it, because if you do it like this, you can lose a finger. Okay, so just check out for that. I actually tied this thing dead solid. Okay, so like all the way. And the action is still fantastic on this knife. So it just shows us bearings good. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, we do have this little section over here, so you can trigger up on this thing if you need to do that. And then, yes, I just love the switch. I love this very crisp spine. So if you want to use this for your bushcrafty things or scraping a fire steel or scraping anything you actually really want to, you can still do that. This is just a marvelous beast. People should make bigger knives more often. Yes, and I get it. It's always nice to carry something light and small, like this little oak or whatnot, but it doesn't feel the same if you hold it in hand. It's Look at me going for a liner. So it's wonderful, but just having a big chunky thing in your hand, that is fantastic. What is the handle size on this thing? It's huge. It's 5.5, almost 5.5 inches. Can you see that? So it's a huge thing. It's a huge knife. This thing is wonderful. Okay, so get yourself a big pickled steel. Big knives, any big knives. Oh, I said I was going to compare this to the Gator. I forgot. Hold on a second. Let me get that thing. Okay, so here's the Vosteed Gator. Again, love this thing. Huge knife. Let's check. The Gator is a bit shorter in blade. Okay, and then the handles pretty much exactly the same. Okay, can you even see it? Okay, so the handles are pretty much exactly the same. Don't let the camera angles fool you. And then the blade is, yes, it's definitely a bit fatter or taller actually on the Gator. But this guy actually has it beat by a little bit. So, big knives, awesome. Okay, like I said, use your small knife, carry it when you have to, but when you can, carry the big one. It just makes me feel better. Also, I saw a guy on Facebook that chopped off trees this size in his garden. Okay, he said he has axes and saws and things, but you know, sometimes we get, I don't know, curious, and then let's see if I can chop down a tree with my knife. That's always nice to do. Okay, so that's me. It's Friday, thank goodness. I will make more videos this weekend. Yeah, I want to show you a new company. I want to do a list item, like 3 of my favorites, and I want to do a little torch there. I have a lot of things I actually still need to show you. Next week, hopefully, I'm getting one of those custom pickled steels again to look at. And then we still have to do the Vision from Civivi, the full review on that one. It's an awesome knife. So yes, there's a lot of things to look forward to. And then, as I said, week and a half, the stuff we do, limited edition knives will be here, but you can start ordering them so long. Yes, good times, wonderful things happening. So enjoy your weekend. Oh, I'm going to also link, I was live for the first time ever in the 3 years that I've been doing this whole YouTube thing, but not even on YouTube, on Facebook, on Pickled Steel site. So if you want to see me chatting, talking nonsense like normally, yes, that will also be linked in the description. All of you stay safe, happy, have a good one. Oh, and I'll add braai footage. Last week or two ago, I can't remember, it was a while back. The day before Women's Day, I had a braai, and then I never showed you because we did other things that day, or the day after, or whenever I made the video, and I kind of lost it. So, I don't know, if you want to see me kind of cremate the steak and a thing, check that. Goodbye. Okay, so I used Postal briquettes, whatever, and they are in the chimney inside the Weber, and we are going to braai.
What? Oh, Paul, hier uit.
My grill's on the fire. Today is the day before Women's Day, which means I celebrate Kalmarul. I'll explain that to you in a different video someday, somewhere. Big, fat piece of rump. And the wonderful thing, it's pork fillet wrapped in bacon. That sounds delicious. Okay. Here I have these delicious guys on the fire. The steak's on the fire, but the fat is a bit off. And then that fillet wrapped in bacon over there. I think they call it a something armadillo because it looks like that. Whatever, that's a bit further because that one needs to go a bit slower than this guy. So let's see. still has a bit to go. Okay, first in, now we are doing some Spur Steakhouse signature seasoning. I'll just give that guy a bit for giggles. Let's quickly see what this looks like. Oh, and I'm using my wonderful Pickled Steel premium cleaver. This thing is fantastic. What does that look like to you? That looks like perfection. Soft and delicious. Delicious. And here's the pork fillet. Now, unfortunately, I do not have an assistant or anything to help me, but let's quickly just see what this is like. Okay, it looks very pink, but I think that's because it's smoked. Oh, delicious.